Hi everyone, and welcome to Adobe Live. We're coming to you live from the land of the Dharawal people here, and I am from Sydney, Australia, and our guest is from Malaysia, Ramesh Harikrishnasamy. How are you doing, my friend?
I am doing great. Never been better.
Never been better. Oh, I love to hear that. Usually it's like I'm good. How are you? But never been better is like the best answer I can hear, and very good to hear. It's great to have you back on Adobe Live. We've just done a live stream with James Barno that was really focused on Illustrator. Now we've got you covered with Ramesh with Photoshop. So I'm excited. I'm going to switch gears really quick in my head to go from vector to pixel. But yeah, I'm very excited with what you have at hand. And we were just chatting before the stream, and you have a live workshop coming up, and some of the stuff that you're going to be doing with us, you'll be doing there. Can you tell us a little bit about that before we jump into the subject today?
Thank you. So for the very first time, I am conducting a Photoshop workshop outside Malaysia. I've done in Malaysia before.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing it in India, state called Tamil Nadu. So very specific, it's called Trichy. And I have people signing up for my workshop. Again, there's a lot of reason which I can do online, but I want to meet them and I want to see their excitement, their face and everything. So I'm excited for that, and I can see people are signing up. If you're watching, if you're from Trichy, coincidentally, you can go to my Instagram. Right there on my link, you can on my bio, you can actually see a link where you can go in and register. And yeah, I'll probably see you there.
That's really cool. Well, congratulations! Like doing something physical like that, a physical event, physical workshop. I know that can take a lot of effort and energy to get done. So that's really cool. And we're very lucky to have you here with us today. So no matter where you are in the world, you can learn from Ramesh. I always learn lots of things from him. So very excited. But yeah, this topic today, do you want to kind of give us a little bit of an overview of what you want to do, or do you want to jump straight into it? It's up to you.
Yep, I would love to jump straight into it.
Okay,
by
all right.
showing okay, if you can.
Yeah, we've got your screen. Let's go.
Perfect. So, if you guys notice, today's topic is about product photography, right? And so I did my research. I was like, okay, so how long does it take to do a product photography? Like, I have to set up things, I have to put product there, and I have to put the lighting, and I gotta take a photo. It doesn't turn out the way I want, and then I need to reset up again. Probably I'm tired of it, and I'll come back tomorrow.
Right.
So approximately, it will take 4.5 hours to do a proper photography photoshoot in a studio. Now, imagine you don't have a product, but you have something in mind. Again, I don't know how to start, right? Some people will be like, oh, I don't know how to go about it. Like, where do I get the imagery that I want that's stuck in my head right now? Can I sketch something? Does it come alive? And how can we start? That's the reason why I'm doing today's topic, is because even if you don't have a product, you have something in mind. And even if you have a product, you want to do a photo shoot around it, I'm going to give you tons of tips. I have a list of amazing stuff. So I'm so excited.
Cool. All right. Yeah, great.
Okay, let's get started with maybe a quick demo. What is the steps like to create something, right? Again, Firefly, thank you so much. If you don't exist, I don't know what will happen to myself and a lot more designers. So we're gonna start off with a very simple technique. So in order to create a product, you need a very strong colors to kind of let Photoshop know this is how the bottle shape looks like. This is where this object's supposed to be around the bottle. If I put a leaf, that leaf should be in a different color so that Photoshop know, okay, so that's that. And the shape have to make sense. For example, when you're doing you want to draw a leaf, it doesn't make sense to do in an oval shape, right? Leaves are always in like very nice. They really have the texture of the leaf, which is just the outline of it. You don't have to go really proper in there and sketch super detailed, ultra realistic for Photoshop to know. You just need to guide Photoshop. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to do a very quick demo right now. So I'm going to draw a flower. Okay, FYI, I'm not an illustrator. I'm a digital artist. You can ask Flynn that I use a lot of photos to do stuff. Yeah. I rarely draw things, but again, why am I doing this? Anybody can get this done. So I am drawing sort of like a flower. It looks like a teddy bear now. I'm gonna just make sure that it looks like a flower. There you go, like this. And then I want to draw the trunk of it. So maybe it can be different color. right? Obviously the flower has different color. So I'm gonna draw this here. And then quick tips, if you are having hard time to draw like a straight line, you kind of wiggle here and there. All you have to do is go up there on the smoothing, just increase it to maybe at least 32 or 40. Now you see the difference. Can you see?
Yeah.
It's very smooth. So I'm gonna just drag this down like this. One more time. There you go. That's good enough. Again, just to guide Photoshop to let him know, or him, I don't know, Photoshop, or him. So I'm gonna create a butterfly. Maybe here. Again, as you can see, I'm using different color tones. Okay, I'm assuming that's the wing. So this is the body of it. And then it has this two long thing coming up from the head. Ta-da. So there you go. So there's a butterfly and there's a flower. And I want Photoshop to like make this real, right? So it's literally like a magical thing. But in order to do this, you have to save first. So let me save this very quickly. I have a reference here. I'm gonna just call this a JPEG. Let's call this flower. All right, cool. So next thing is you want to open a new canvas. Okay, you open your canvas and you like, okay, so what happened to the reference that I just did? Don't worry, you can see there's two bar here. This is a contextual bar here. Generate image. You'll get to see generate image. So I want to generate the image that I just created, right? But I need to also describe what is it about. It's about a flower with what color butterfly? Maybe yellow butterfly. Maybe the flower is red. A red flower with yellow butterfly. And then you get to see a lot of different inspiration. So again, you already have something in mind. Just ignore this. And again, there's content type. There's also reference image. So this flower and butterfly that you just did, Ramesh, the sketch, do you want it in art form or you want it in like a photorealistic? I want it to be in photo form. And is there any effects that you want to add on top of it? I mean, I can choose all of this, like any one of this that best resembles what I have in mind, or I can just ignore it. Again, if you're into art, you want it to look like acrylic paint, you can, if you want to. You can just press this and then it will get ticked, right? But right now, I'm good with photo. Now, it's asking for composition. So what composition you want this flower and yellow butterfly to be? Remember the reference that we just did? The rough one. So I'm going to look for that. It's called flower. There you go. We have that. And now I'm going to press generate. Let's see what we get.
Cool.
Okay, so this is just the starting of it, right? So I'm going to just build up on top of this. We're going to use the same techniques until the end of the program. But again, my reference will be more and more realistic.
Yeah.
So now,
wow, it's pretty
if you're
good.
wondering, oh wow, yeah, right? Like, look at the flower shape. Okay, if you're wondering, well, is this close to my sketch? All you have to do is go back here, copy this image. Let's paste it right on top, just to check. And then you reduce the opacity and you'll be amazed that the flower is within the shape that you wanted. The butterfly is where it should be. Again, you need to understand how AI works. Even though your flower looks crooked slightly or whatever, it refine it way better. Again, it's Photoshop, so it creates magic. Here, there you go, you get to choose 3. So again, why am I doing this? Because deep inside your mind, there are certain compositions that you have that even if you look up into any stock images sites, you can never get probably, right? Because this is it, this is what I have in mind. I need it to be in the middle. I need some blank tag space around it so that I can put in tags or logos and everything. So this is how we're going to slowly build up into a product photography.
Yeah.
So very easy. By just doing a sketch like this, things will come to life. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's super crazy. So yeah. So that's that. I'm going to start off with, I have a product in mind. Again, we're going to go with the people who have no idea. Again, there's no product exists. And then we're going to slowly go to a product that exists and how can I beautify it or create a photography around it. Okay.
Right.
So now I am going to create a new layer. I'm going to draw something. I'm going to draw a perfume. So I have something in mind. Again, anybody can do this by just using rectangle tools, eclipse tools, triangles and everything, even freehand, like how I just did, right? Like literally you can draw the bottle just like this and fill it up with colors. So how cool is that? So I'm gonna do that bottle. Okay, another tips, when you are creating any shapes of your product or composition, make sure you use the striking colors and try to differentiate different layers of the product. For example, on a perfume bottle, there's cap, there's also a bottle. Try to differentiate within two different colors so that it can generate imagery based on your idea, right? Because I don't think there's a lot of bottle, the cap and the bottle has the same color. So I'm gonna try with blue. I'm gonna do, there you go, there. So I'm gonna create, so that's the top part. So I'm gonna create so it can be same color anyway. So I'm gonna zoom in and just drag and create a cap.
And as well, for those watching at home, if you have any questions as we're going along, just don't hesitate to throw them in chat as we go.
Yep, we love questions. Next, I am gonna do the body of it, which probably looks like this. Now, this is for those who have I have no idea what I want, but I know there's a bottle and everything. So I'm gonna put this in the center. I'll just group them all together and put it in the center. I don't know. Oh, it goes there because there's a shape there. I'm gonna remove that, and there you go. All right, so kind of have a bottle, and I'm like, all right, so come on, it's a perfume bottle. It would be nice to have some water at the bottom, and for that you can use a lot of different steps. Okay, one, you can actually draw water like that, literally in a different color. Because again, it's the water, right? So maybe green, you can do that like that. Again, super important, another tip is when you describe in a prompt, you need to be very specific. You need to say there's a water near the bottle, at the bottom part of it and everything, right? So it's super important. Again, I'm using paintbrush. I'm also using shapes to kind of tell you guys that anything is possible as long as you describe what you want. Again, shapes, brush, and also I can even use lasso tool, freehand. So I'll just do that like this and then fill it with color. I can also do that. Okay, Let me do that more here. All right, cool, love this. How about here? All right, nice. And I'm thinking maybe there should be a bit of nature as well, like a tree branch at the back of it, let's say. So I'm gonna go right at the back of the layer, and using lasso tool, I'm gonna create like a branch, like a tree branch, maybe like that, and then like that, and then it goes here. For that, I'll choose a different color. Let me see, maybe blue. That's too close to the cap. Maybe purple. Throw in that color.
So the whole point is to have contrasting colors so that they're really, really different.
True. You need to let Photoshop know these are different elements. So even if you use green for the branch, I've never tested out. Maybe we can try out later. Maybe the tree branch will look like a water because you can't differentiate.
Right.
Like you see it's at the bottom, but why is the branch green?
Yeah.
Should I put a water there? So yeah. That, and then so I want to add in some tree branch leaves. For the leaves, I'll choose orange. No, orange we already used. Maybe pink. Okay, so for the leaves, you know what? I'm gonna go freehand and just do like that. Again, why am I doing like a very not in like a professionalism styles? Because I want you to know that anybody can do this, not only professionals. Because creativity is for everybody. So I want people to know that, wow, I can do this. Or maybe this can be a moss and leaves. Again, I don't know. Let's see what Photoshop create. But this is how I want it to be. I want the background to be sort of like, I think it's a very in thing now that you do like a flat gradient rather than very complex background. So I'm going to leave it up to Photoshop, but I will describe it in the prompt. So I'm good with this. Let's save this as a JPEG. Let's call this perfume. Right, saved. Let let's open a new canvas. The reason why I like to jump from, because I want to have my own playground to play with, and then so that I don't mess up the all the layers and all. So I go to a new workspace here, and I want to create that image. So again here, this is where I describe a perfume bottle with water underneath it, with tree branch at the back of it, plus some leaves and moss. Against what kind of gradient can we give? Blue to let me see, blue to white gradient wall. Okay, cool. So I want it to be photo. I don't want any effects. I want a composition which is that perfume bottle. Perfect, it's there. And let's generate. Fingers crossed.
It's always the moment of truth.
Yeah.
So you could generate this in the exact same Photoshop file, but you're just trying to keep it a bit clean and just trying to, you've got a bit of a playground. And that's what you were saying before. Yeah, I was going to ask you before. Oh, wow, it did. Yeah, this is pretty cool.
This is pretty cool. Again, look at the tree branch. It has that moss, a bit of leaves. Because my leaves was like very rounded shapes.
Yeah.
It didn't get it, but no worries. Wow, this is cool.
That's good.
Right now, all I have to do is take my logo, put it in there, show client. Ta-da! I did this Photoshop. So it's also good for those who are into concept art. Like you don't want to spend so much of time like doing compositions. Like, you know, it's literally like photo manipulation. I remember like we did Flyn together where we have to take different photos together. We come so far.
Yeah.
Where all this can be done within. See, it's just few minutes. So try to utilize this. Any ideas, like I said, even if you don't know how to use the controls, all you need to do is do draft like this.
Yeah.
And just let the Photoshop know through the prompt exactly what do you want. There's also a tips that I want to share when it comes to prompt. You need to describe, I think 4 to 5 different items. Subject, what subject it is, which is the perfume. Okay, what is around it? You literally need to describe. There's a tree branch, there's water, and what's on the tree branch? That's the moss and leaves. So when you describe this, Photoshop knows exactly what you want. If you just say, okay, there's a perfume bottle, I hope Photoshop knows there's a water underneath. But what if that green color thing down now, underneath there is a grass?
Yeah.
Right? You need to literally describe.
That's
so
cool.
That's that. And yeah, look, we did this and this within few minutes.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna move on to, if there's any questions, anybody have anything?
So there was D Logo Designs just sort of said, this has got me into the mood to practice. Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of a very interesting approach. Like, I think like kind of doing the sketch, because this is what we used to do as designers so long ago. Like you would do lots and lots of thumbnails to try to get your composition right. And then you would spend kind of the rest of the day, even the week, executing, trying to get it to look like how your original vision was. So yeah, as you said, it's a long way we've come where you can kind of get something photorealistic, you know, in 18 minutes or less.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, now, since we are at it, I want to show different possibilities as well. Like, okay, now I'm talking about those people who don't know how to draw. Then suddenly, imagine I'm an artist. Wow, now are you saying my imagination is coming alive bit by bit? Yep. Okay, now let's say I switch my hat from a digital artist into Illustrator. So I change my color here. Again, I want to show different possibilities within the same subject that we have here. I want to try different things. Like, what if I can have like a vine going around it? Right? So here, and it goes up here and here. And then again, all I'm doing is just drawing. And then I'm going to zoom in here and draw the leaves.
Cool.
Okay, I'm going to fill it up like that, and then like this. And then here, we're going to drop this off because this doesn't make sense. Again, it's erasing and adding things. It's like I'm going back to long time back where I'm like learning how to like brush.
Right.
But again, it's so useful. now.
It's all coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like my childhood time, right?
Yeah.
It's like I can draw clouds, da 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 da.
Mhm.
Okay, there you go here. Have some leaves popping out. I think this is gonna turn out amazing. Let's see. Cool. That's cool. So I have some leaves here. All right. Cool. Okay. Again, I have no reference. This is coming straight from my mind. Well, it makes sense for it to be on grass. So I am gonna use my lasso tool. Just zoom out, and I'm gonna just draw the grass like this. Again, I don't have to make it perfect. Just like that, and then fill it up the entire thing with maybe another green, darker green. All right. Again, if you're thinking, oh, but it's too far away, no problem. Again, it's layer. All you have to do is just push it up. And then use your rectangle tool and just drag back. All right, cool. So I have this. Maybe this should be at the bottom. There you go. Cool. So I have this, and well, the background can be anything, but I just want to try out if this works, right? So again, how? Save this thing entirely in JPEG and call this perfume, but I'm gonna call this with wine. Okay, and now I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna save this. I need this as a reference. Okay, so let's generate a perfume bottle on a grass with wine crawling around the bottle against, that's different color, orange and orange and black. I don't know, let's try it. Black gradient backdrop. All right, I want it to be photo composition. Please choose that image that I created. Perfect. Let's generate. Fingers crossed.
And it's like a detailed, but it's not tons of information. You haven't had to describe like lots and lots. You're letting it do a lot of the work as well.
Wow.
Ah, cool. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Look, like it even adds wine. Like it has to know, it has to come from somewhere.
Yeah, it's added the
Getting
vine
smarter.
coming like out of frame.
But yeah, it's close. But composition wise, remember how I draw it? It's there, but let's see. There you go. It's not 100% there. Like for example, that is missing this here, but that's fine. Again, one of the thing about this is that if you let Photoshop handle everything, what's your brain for? Come on, that's when your creativity comes in. You have to do some manipulation, you do some erasing, you know, that's how I learn as well. Like I do tons of photo manipulation. So because of that, it helped me even bring my artwork into next level because of photo manipulation. I will never forget that. The things that I've done, because it really helps me. Like for example, what if I want to push the leaf further up? That's when photo manipulation comes into place, right? So it's important to also know photo manipulation. But then if for a concept and rough idea, you want to create something, you know, just to like let your client know, hey, you know, you were just wondering how the product going to look like against an orange and black background. This is how it's going to look like. Are you happy with it? No. So don't worry, we can change it to a different background. So that's how you pitch and everything. But for a first draft, it's so good already, right?
And as you said, like it's a great first step. Like even if you have the budget for a photo shoot, you're working with a client that wants to do a photo shoot. I mean, this is a great way to just sort of say, cool, let's create a mood board with kind of, 6 to 10 of our ideas of how we want to shoot this thing. And you can give it to the client digitally and just say, hey, like, from 1 to 10, which are your favorites? Which don't you like? Which should we explore? And then you have more information on the day of the shoot, which will again make it more efficient and more accurate to what you've come up with the client.
Yeah. So most of the time, again, I deal with tons of clients. The first thing is, again, client don't know what they want. They probably know, but they don't know, right? So like Flynn said, create a mood board, show them different variation of this. All you have to do is, again, for this, I just need to change my prompt to different color now, right? Imagine I said orange to black. You can still go back there and edit the color let's say, oh, okay, client say no, let's go for another color, maybe a green to white, okay, color that we haven't choose, maybe a pink to orange gradient background. Let's generate and see. Again, there's always a way to get this thing, to get things done faster. You don't have to sit on it, and because time is essential, like you need to make sure that you use your time better, because I'm a creative person. I love to divide my time. There are times where I do work. There are times where I spend time for my family. So by doing this, I know I have more time for my family later on, right? So
Absolutely,
always
yeah.
try to make sure that you do a very efficient work, save your time, work smartly. Look, from this, we jump into this. Oh, this is nice as well. Maybe client is right after all. But again, if you don't show, they won't know.
Yep. Exactly. And it's the same for you as well. Like we're visual people, it's good to have the actual visualization of it in front of you, and you can think, actually, that kind of does work, does work.
Yeah. Cool. I'm happy with this. So I'm gonna move on. The reason also why I'm doing this is to just flash back later on to show you guys within how many minutes we have done all of this. So it's like crazy.
Yeah.
So next, I have a list. Hopefully I can get this done.
We'll see.
Flynn knows I love to do a lot of things with short amount of time. But let me see. I also have something fun. Okay, another thing that I want to show you guys. If you notice, there's actually another thing up here. So we've been using replace image with the composition, but there's another thing up here called style reference. What is style reference? Like match the style from your own reference image. For example, I'm sure we all have our days where we try to go into Pinterest or whatever, not to go in there on Behance to look for some references to kind of like, oh, I love the color, but I wish that product is mine, right? But can I just visualize it? Well, you can. Okay, now this is the demo to use a style image plus composition. So we're gonna do two things. This is gonna be fun. So, okay, imagine I'm a person who have a stall. I have a budget, and I need to create an ad for my waffle store, right? I sell waffles, how honey and everything, so it's yummy. I want to create that ad, but okay, I don't have budget to hire anybody. Budget to just print. So I am gonna draw a waffle freehand using different colors, and then we'll see how it goes. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. So waffle here. So I'm gonna stack waffles together. Okay, that's one. Drop in color. Right underneath it, I will create another color, which may be green, and maybe it goes this way. If you're wondering why is waffle like this, wait and see. Okay, that's stack number 2. I want to create another layer. I will say this purple. Okay, I also have another, again, waffle. Okay, cool. Nice. Underneath it, I create another layer. This time, maybe, yeah, this color. Cool. I've stacked it, and you'll be wondering, why is it stacked? And the thing is, the idea that I have in mind is that it has to be, so what's holding all this is a fork. So I'm going to bring in a fork. So I have a fork. Okay, now, all this while, right, if you notice, we've been using just sketch. Like, there's no real image.
Right.
And you'll be like, oh my God, I've had time creating fork. My hand is not steady now. And what can I do? You don't have to worry. You can now also always use imagery like this. Let's say you have a fork, right? And you like, oh, thank God I have a fork. And you just need to color overlay it to different color. Let's do blue. And I'll be like, just increase the size, put it this way, push it down. Okay, again, this is when all the, how I say, the sizes comes into place. How big is the waffle? How big is the fork? What is the right size and everything? So I'm gonna, oops, something just happened. Okay, I'm back. Okay, So I'm gonna just increase the size of this. All right. So, but obviously the fog is inside the waffle.
Yeah.
I need to do some masking. Let's erase this area here. So it's already erased. So I'm gonna just like, whoop. Okay, cool. And I was like, oh, okay. This is what I have in mind. I have a reference image. Can I just follow that? But guess what? There's something is missing in this picture. Like now that I remember, where's the honey? Important. So I am gonna create that honey. So the honey is like here all over the waffle. Okay, drop in there, and then the honey is leaking down.
It's got to be dripping down a bit. Yeah.
Dripping down, yeah, dripping down. Drop in that color. Some touch up here, and then a bit more over here. All right, cool. Drop in color over there, and then okay, I think I need more. I'm actually starving right now, so I'm gonna add in more honey here and here, and let's see how it goes. Okay, and maybe some dripping of here. Make it like huge at the bottom so it makes sense. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna erase this. I don't need that. Okay, I'm gonna save this as a JPEG, and I call this waffle. Cool. And I'm gonna go to a new canvas, generate an image, and I want to say waffle with honey dripping down, honey. Where's the fog? So you need to literally say honey on a fog with honey dripping down. Okay, that's good enough. So I want photo and style. Let's choose. So remember the image I was talking about? This is the image. I was like, oh, okay, this image looks good. I love the colors, waffle is like a highlight. I like how the backdrop is very light, so the focus is on the waffle. So I'm gonna choose this style, but the composition, it has to be my reference, which is the waffle here.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, good. Okay, let's generate. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like, I think I sometimes struggle to remember which is which, like which is the style reference and which is composition. So it's a good refresher as well. Oh, wow.
Ta-da!
That's pretty cool.
Oh my God, guys. Okay, now this is something that I love to do. I like to go back and copy the entire thing to see, are you that accurate or not?
Yeah.
And let's reduce the opacity. Can you see that?
Yeah, it's pretty much exactly the same.
That is super cool. And then again, you have 3 options. And if you're not happy with it, you can regenerate. But at one go, this is so good already. And now I can even change the color to something else if I want to. Again, I can do whatever I want. But the style literally reflects on this image. So if you maybe have something in mind, like a mood board, you want to edit that mood board so that it doesn't look like an original image. Also, very careful. Here's a disclaimer that I want to say. The waffle image, the style that I got it from, it's already been done. So maybe you want to have a look at it, how it looks like. It looks good. Maybe you want to change something, so that it doesn't look like original. So always respect the original person who did it. Yeah. So there you go.
That's awesome.
Just did an ad.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Logo here and a copy here. Come have some waffle at this store at this time. So yeah.
And this would be a very messy photo shoot if you tried to do it in your house as well, like as a solo kind of business owner or as a designer who doesn't do a lot of photo shoots, to get something looking like this would be almost impossible. I've tried to do it. Like a professional photo shoot is very difficult to get right, the lighting and the aperture and the lenses and everything. So yeah, getting something like this but also for like students in their portfolio, like you never have any money as a graduate or a student, right? So,
exactly.
But if you wanted to kind of get into that field, maybe you want to flex some like advertising, food, photo shoot, direction kind of things, then you can do something like this. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And again, like I said, right? If you're a person who are you want to create a concept art, but you have problem creating the designs, like for example, the fork is an actual image. You don't have to draw it, right? So a lot of stock images have it. You can even get an image reference. Again, you're not using the actual image of the fork. You're just getting outline of it. So it's still safe because at the end, it generates a brand new fork for you.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like the original one anyway, right? It's just a reference. So
yeah, and I think you're pretty safe with some things like, pictures of clouds or a fork, cutlery, a chair, I think unless you're getting into very specific, like this is an Eames chair or this is a very famous iconic chair, stuff like that. I think you're pretty safe.
Yeah. Cool. And Flynn, may I know how long we have?
Got about 10 minutes. 10 minutes left. If you had something more to show us, yeah.
Yes, of course. Great. I can go on for 2 hours, but unfortunately, no. So I am gonna look for something. Oh God, there's so many.
Everyone's getting hungry in chat as well. So yeah, dark hours.
Sure.
This is making me hungry.
I'm gonna make it worse.
Okay.
I have another food one. So okay, here's a story. So let's say I have a family business. The family business is that my dad.
Oh no.
My dad. Yeah,
my favorite crispy chicken.
So my dad said, "Hey, listen, we're gonna start a shop again. No budget. All I have is my son who knows how to do Photoshop, and I have a bucket of a crispy chicken. Again, the chicken photo, I can provide to you as a dad. I took a photo of our dinner last night, and I was like, can we use this and create an ad? Ramesh, can you please help? Sure, why not? That's why I'm here. So again, the reason why I'm showing this is because all this while, we have nothing existed before, isn't it? All of this are from scratch. Like none of it are real. Even the waffle is something that we created. It's not really waffle. I mean, how much different will it be if a waffle is from mine or my neighbor's? They look alike. So, in order to create something like this, again, I've tried a few different steps before this. I'm gonna share that process. Okay. So I have this bucket which I'm gonna highlight like this. Okay. So I highlighted already. I resize it. Again, I'm thinking of like, when it comes to like crispy chicken and everything, people want it to like jump out from the bucket, so that it makes people like drool and everything. And I was thinking of the same. So maybe I can put in crispy chicken here. And if you're wondering, is there another way to generate this? We can, but there's a challenge in it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it gets over creative. So I'm gonna show you why. So we highlighted this. There's a blank space. So what's going to happen next? I want you to, remember we masked it already? Click on the empty basket masking. You get an outline out of it. And I want you to invert it by pressing on Shift Command I, which will invert the selection. Or you can do this. Can you see up here? There's a invert selection. Just press that. Okay, it's selected. You can also generate here straight away without saying anything, like without using chicken from my dad's photo. So I'm gonna just say it out, but there'll be a problem which I'm gonna describe here in a bit. I will say, let me just unselect that. Crispy chicken, popping out from the bucket against orange and black background. Usually that's what they use, the color wise. So background. Okay, let's see how it works. 1, 2, 3. Press enter.
Yes, it's definitely making me hungry.
Let's see. Not bad, but not there yet. It gets super creative. It's like, okay, fine, I'll give you. It's like, but the composition of the chicken is not supposed to be like that. Usually the bucket, they have thighs and drumsticks side by side. And I was thinking, how can I do this? Okay. So
it's interesting that it's thrown in kind of like in the other one, it's thrown in like graphics that you might see in packaging or on the like the wall of like a chicken shop or something.
Yeah. You get creative. It's like, I think you want ad. and even have snowflake shapes.
Yeah.
Why would I want that? And that best part is my dad gonna be angry because I don't really have the side part of it. My dad only owns this bucket,
Right.
right? So in order to make this work, I've tried a way which is very similar to what we did. I'm gonna just color overlay this bucket to blue or whatever color. Remember the crispy chicken? I'm gonna resize the image slightly to see where is the bucket and try to see, what size fits better if it's popping up from the bucket, which will be probably slightly smaller. Okay, cool. I have this. This is my dad's chicken. I will never ever change the shape of it. So all I need is the chicken's outline. So if I roll over, again, Photoshop kind enough to know like, oh, do you want this, or which one? So I'll get this particular selection. I'll create a new layer. I'll drop in color, different one. I'll just hide the layer underneath here. And I'll move the chicken maybe here. Let's go back, hide that layer for a bit. I want the thigh to be selected. Again, I'm pressing on W for selection tool. I love that. I will switch that to different color. Again, even though it's all chicken, but just to be safe, I'll choose a different color here. And I would, that's the previous chicken. I'll just move this here. And let's get one more chicken out of this. Maybe a W again, this one. And then create a new layer. Let's find another color, which will be pink. Oops, drop in color. And move this up. Okay, cool. But another thing, I want to probably move I need another drumstick. Let's just duplicate that drumstick, and I want it to be like coming out from the bucket.
Right.
So that's cool. Cool. Nice. All good. And I'm like, is there anything else I want to add? Yes. This I need Flyn's help. Like, when it comes to prompt, what do you call that pieces of chickens that's falling out? Like the small little things. Is it salt or part of the chicken?
Like crumb? Like it'd be
Crumb?
like crumbs
Okay,
would probably work.
Crumbs? Okay, cool. Let's do that. Because I don't know sometimes can be a part of chicken, the skin is peeling off and whatever not. So I assume this.
Yeah, it's like
the
seasoning and the
Yeah, all in one.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna green, all good. I'm gonna create more here. Okay, I hope it works. So cool. So I'm gonna save this, and I'm gonna let Photoshop know that this is a bucket. Just C for chicken. Cool. So now we're gonna generate an image. Here's where I describe a bucket full of drum. A white bucket. Don't worry about the details of the bucket. A white bucket with drumsticks, thighs, and crumbs.
I think crumbs will work. Will work. Dark Hours is saying maybe crust, but yeah, I think crumbs will work.
Okay. Popping out of it. Against orange and black gradient backdrop. Let's see. Okay, I have a photo. I want it to be photo. I want to have composition. The composition is exactly how it's supposed to be. Generate, and let's see how it goes.
Here we go. We've got 2 minutes left as well, so
perfect.
Good timing.
Yay!
Hey, it's pretty good.
Oh, wow. Okay, but it's all drumstick.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
It's filled it with popcorn as well.
Yeah. I know you didn't ask, but okay, this is pretty cool. Now, remember the bucket. The bucket belongs to my dad. He will be angry if I don't use it. So
right.
I'm gonna drag this layer. I'm gonna put it here, and I'll just unpick it. And this is something that I wanna say is that this is where your adjustment is needed. Your idea, your brain needs to work. It's like, okay, but remember, we just kind of tell Photoshop use the bucket, but it cannot obviously create the bucket exactly how it is. But there's a reason why I put outline, right? So that it can fit. If you go in here, you can just resize it a bit and hide it.
Yeah.
So that your dad is happy with the crispy chicken logo that's in there. And then if you're wondering like, oh my God, but the chicken cannot be seen, again, that's where the masking happens. So I am gonna just try to see if this works. Have a softer brush. Let's reduce the flow and let's see how it goes.
Yeah, amazing.
Again, for concept, this works. And I'll do some modification.
Chicken and popcorn.
Yep, all together.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna zoom in here and erase this part. Again, I love to do things cleaner, so let's do that very quickly. Ta-da, and we are done.
That's awesome. That's great. I love it. Obviously, you can keep doing it until you don't get a version with popcorn in it. But yeah, we definitely get it. That's amazing. Thank you so much. We are out of time for today, but we're back tomorrow, which is great news.
Yes.
So we'll
that's like amazing.
Mm.
Oops. Oh, there you go. I wonder why it's flickering. But anyway.
That's okay. It looks good on this end. But thank you so much, and everyone watching as well. We will be live again with Ramesh tomorrow, and we'll be doing some more Photoshop, but with a little bit of Firefly animation, which is going to be really interesting. So we're going to make some things move. I'm very excited for that. Thank you, Dark Hours, for looking after us in chat. And thank you, Ramesh. Thank you so much for today.
Thank you, Flynn. Thank you, everybody. And I'll see you tomorrow. Don't miss it.
Don't miss it. See you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.
Bye.